Welcome back to Bernie Rubber's Garage, where we're rebuilding the brake caliper on our C5Z06. Now what we're doing here is using compressed air and the block of wood to remove the brake pistons. The block of wood is so that the pistons just don't shoot out. If you lose one piston and it comes out, then it's just going to create an air leak. So using different sizes pieces of wood, we can use them to extract the pistons. Now if your pistons are seized in there, an alternative method is to use a grease gun. Thread that into where the banjo bolt goes in and insert the grease and use that hydraulic pressure to remove them. I have had to use that in the past. Now this is the whole reason we're doing this job. You can see the brake boot is cracked. Once everything is removed, we would like to give it a nice detailed clean. And you want to inspect all your components. So your brake caliper pistons, have a look, make sure there's no scratches on the surfaces, anything that may hinder performance. With another set I did have to buy a brand new piston. So that may be a consideration. Maybe you have to buy new pistons. So once everything is out and clean, we remove the inner seal, and you just want to use a pick to get that seal out. Using a little bit of brake fluid on the new seals, and that just helps lubricate everything as it all goes back together. Now this is the most difficult part of the procedure, is getting this dust boot installed correctly. So install the dust boot onto the piston and then expand it backwards. Bring the whole boot toward the rear of the piston so that you can get a little lip extended beyond it. And that's how you're going to insert that little seal into the caliper itself. So carefully install the lip of the boot into the caliper, and you may have to twist a little and get it seated. Alright, double check, make sure that that boot is seated, and then you're just going to push the piston into the caliper. It will require a little bit of force, but it should be smooth. So what's happening is that piston is riding on that inner seal, and we lubricated that inner seal with a touch of brake fluid. So that's the first piston done, and just the second one to go. We'll fast forward a little bit, but again, install the boot, have it seated, and then press that dust boot rearward to expand it. Bring it toward the end of the piston. Make sure you've got enough of the boot out so that you can insert that little lip into your caliper. And once that's all done, we're just going to push in that second piston. And that's essentially all there is to it. So don't forget to clean up afterwards if you got any excess of brake fluid. So give it all a wipe down, make sure it's nice and clean, and then your brake caliper rebuild is complete. If you've got any suggestions or comments, then feel free to leave them below. Otherwise, don't forget to like the video if it's been helpful, and we'd definitely appreciate that subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.